Shalom, shalom, Yasharali. It's your brother Mashaya coming at y'all with a quick edifying video through the power and spirit of Yahweh Bahashim Yahushua Bahashim Rakakwadash. So the article that I want to go into today that I came across is going into the astronauts that so-called or apparently were stuck in space for, I believe they said 9 to 10 months. And this just complete lies and deceit that this devil is spewing out into the media to distract, to lead astray, and just to deceive, because he's a damn devil and he's just an evil man, and he loves to just do evilness. Everything that's contrary to Yahweh Bashem Yahushua, he loves to do. So I'm gonna hop into this article. I've got a precept lined up, and I also got the Hebrew word of the Hebrew word of the word Nasa, and how it goes into deceive, beguile, lead astray. But let's hop into this article. So it says, this is how much NASA astronauts Butch Wilmore and Suni Williams could earn after months in space. So it says the U.S. astronauts who have now finally returned to Earth are likely to get some extra cash from NASA after their week-long work trip turned into a 9-month space odyssey. And that word odyssey goes into journey, voyage, pilgrimage. It says, but not as much as you might think. Butch Wilmore and Suni Williams made a dramatic return from the International Space Station on Tuesday night after setting off on what was supposed to be an 8-day test flight on Boeing's new Starliner spacecraft last June. After spending a total of 286 days in space, 278 days longer than anticipated, the two astronauts will now potentially be compensated for the inconvenience of their prolonged mission of going to an ex-NASA astronaut. And let me go into this precept real quick, going into 2 Corinthians chapter 2, verse 11. And it says, lest Satan should get an advantage of us, for we are not ignorant of his devices, his deceits and lies with the media, with stories, with astronauts, with Neil Armstrong landing on the moon back in the 1980s, 1990s, 1960s. I don't remember exactly what year they said that Neil Armstrong landed on the moon, but we already know that that's cap. We already know that's a lie and that's deceit, and one of Satan's traps and devices that he tries to set up for people to get distracted. But let me read this again. 2 Corinthians chapter 2, verse 11 says, lest Satan should get an advantage of us, for we are not ignorant of his devices. And let me go into the word NASA and what it means in the Hebrew. And before I do that, just look at the logo of NASA. It literally got a serpent's tongue in the symbol. So they already know. They already know that they the damn devil. It's just the people that are so consumed with Esau's media doesn't believe in it. And that's the majority of so-called Americans. But the Hebrew word for NASA is to lead astray, mentally to delude, or morally to seduce, beguile, deceive, greatly, utterly. And you cannot tell me whoever came up with that name, NASA, did not know the meaning of that name. And I guarantee you it's an Amalekite who runs NASA. But let's hop into this article some more. So it says, Butch Wilmore and Suni Williams made a dramatic return from the International Space Station on Tuesday night after setting off on what was supposed to be an 8-day test flight on Boeing's new Starliner spacecraft last June. After spending a total of 286 days in space, 278 days longer than anticipated, the two astronauts will now potentially be compensated for the inconvenience of their prolonged mission, according to an ex-NASA astronaut. And look at these frauds. Look at these actors just going along, just just going along with they damn masters to deceive the people. It says former astronaut Cady Coleman told the Washingtonian that an astronaut's salary is structured differently from traditional overtime pay, and they're paid like any other federal workers on a business trip. For me, it was around $4 a day, she said. That was back in 2010. It's unclear what the rate currently is for astronauts in space, but the federal travel allowance is $178 per day. Coleman added there is some small amount of money per day for incidentals that they end up being legally obligated to pay you, referring to lodging and food. Based on Coleman's experience, when she ended up with $636 in incidental pay from a 159-day mission in 2010, Williams and Wilmore could be expected to earn roughly $1,148 each on top of their salaries. And I guarantee you they getting this money not because they were stuck in space, but because they're going along to deceive the people. But it says if they're getting the higher per diem rate for travel, they'd be paid an additional $51,000 each. It says Williams and Wilmore have a base salary range between $125,000 and $163,000 per year, according to their G715 rankings, the highest tier in the U.S. general pay schedule. The astronauts return home aboard a SpaceX Crew Dragon capsule, which splashed down in the Gulf of America on Tuesday night, bringing their unplanned odyssey to an end. Within an hour, the astronauts were out of their capsule waving and smiling at the cameras while being hustled away in reclining stretchers for routine medical checks. Let me see here. Are we about to finish? It says Wilmore and Williams' plight had captured the world's attention and gave a new meaning to the phrase stuck at work. Okay. Turning the pair into household names. While other astronauts have logged longer space flights over the decades, none had to deal with so much uncertainty or see the length of their mission expand by so much. We already know this story cap, but I just want to go into it through the spirit and power of Yahweh B'Shem Al-Shah. I pray all brothers and sisters were edified. I want to give all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh B'Hashem Yahushua B'Hashem Rakak Wadash. With that, Yasharallah, Shalom.